Today on Suncoast View, Florida laws that may surprise you, from leaving kids in cars to kids being allowed to get married. We'll discuss.
And will the solar eclipse affect our power grid? An energy expert is here to talk about potential problems.
And a Suncoast singer performs an original song about something very important to our area. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Mickey Williams and Haley Wilkes joining us today.
Hey!
Good to see you
Good
again.
to see you.
Fun to see Haley, because I don't usually get to spend much time with you.
Right.
Because you're always busy doing the news
Right,
when we
right.
are getting ready for the View.
Right,
So
right.
great to
Well, Haley, I'm
hang
happy
out.
you're here because it's not all blondes.
Oh, nice.
Haley's
That's
got some
brunettes
blonde going in
the
there.
middle.
Yeah.
Got a little highlight.
Little highlight,
but not
a little
quite.
highlight.
Bo
Try to
Beth
keep it natural.
discriminating against the blondes. Come
But
on,
no,
girl.
sometimes I do. There was one show, I think, when you were in Barbados.
We
it was
talked
all
about that.
blondes.
Yes. We
Yes.
had a couple of shows that were all blondes, and we had to acknowledge it because we don't do these things on purpose.
It's not on
But-
purpose.
Not on purpose, but it just happens. So we talk about dogs a lot, of course, with our guide
Yes.
dog, Wrigley. But Haley, I understand that sometimes your dogs come to work as well.
Yes,
And you
they-
put them to work.
We do. Okay, their favorite place. This is on top of our assignment desk. I'm probably going to get in trouble for this later, but so they love work. You say the word work, they would rather come here than even if it's just the parking lot. Sometimes they just come up and run around the parking lot.
Why is that, I wonder?
I don't know. I think it's the freedom, because we take them to the dog park or the dog beach. I think there's too much going on for them.
Yeah.
And I think here they're the star of the show, whereas at the dog beach or
Yeah.
park,
so
there's
right.
a lot of
There's-
other dogs, and they're like, why are all these other dogs here? So I think they enjoy that they get a lot of attention here, and they can run down the halls. They can go through the parking lot. It's
They
freedom
can
for them.
stand on the desks.
Right, and
They
there's
probably
so
smell
much
you here,
smell.
too,
There's a lot of smell. They love
yeah.
it. But yeah, so I'm finishing. This is on a Friday night. Max had brought them up before I was going home, and so he just stopped by. And we just hear this loud clunk and another noise, and I'm like, what is that? I look up. She has climbed her way. That was not staged. That was
climbed up there?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Like-
hysterical.
Like a cat. I don't know. She somehow made her way all the way up to the top. She loves, she just wants to smell and explore everything.
Aw.
That's so funny.
Yep.
Does she go over and check out Wrigley's little area?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
That's
he's
one of
got
the
the
first
toys and the
places they
bags
go.
and- yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm such a big dog person. The whole concept of dogs like walking around on counters and desks
bother me.
is amazing
Right,
to me.
right.
Like I can't even imagine.
I think how great it is for the workers. Like they've proven when you bring your dog to work, like everything just chills out.
Right.
People
Oh,
are a little bit more-
absolutely.
I walked outside, somebody was sitting on the floor petting Wrigley. Do you know what good Wrigley's
know.
giving back to their
Yes.
stress level?
I know. We're going to miss him as our therapy dog when he moves on for his service and therapy career, but that's okay. Well, I'm glad your dogs can still come visit.
That's right,
So that
yes.
we'll be
They're
having
not as
that.
well trained as Wrigley.
That's all right. They're funny. All right, let's see who's in the kitchen today. We welcome back Chef Lindsay from Jack Dusty at the Ritz, always bringing something sweet and wonderful. Tell us what we're making today.
Well, today we are going to learn to fill a key lime custard cake, and I'm going to make you all look like rock stars.
Oh, I love that. Speaking of rock stars, your setup today with like the wildflowers and the berries, that is stunning. Like you just whipped that out. It's gorgeous.
Well, way deep down, I'm a girl, despite the chef jacket. So, you know, I try to bring it out every now and then.
Well, we love it, and we're going to learn a lot from how to present as well with you, so we look forward to that. Okay, so we can't stop talking about the eclipse, because obviously that's the big event that is just around the corner, but we can always find a way to make something fun, and you know us. So it's with cocktails, right? Our good friend, Kim Livengood, is also part of the cocktail couple, and she has put together some eclipse-inspired cocktails.
I like this.
You like that? That is the dark side of the screwdriver. It is a black water ice cube inside your vodka orange juice. So you've got the sun, right, with your orange juice, and then the darkness with the black ice cube. So I love this. This is called a partial eclipse. It is Kahlua and Bailey's. So that is because
Yeah,
obviously
separate,
working its
yeah.
way to the total eclipse when it has the separation there.
I
and
like
then
this one too.
that was the total. This is the partial. I'm sorry. And this is a limoncello with a grape as a garnish. See, just a little bit of the
Why
sun.
didn't she bring us these and do it on set? I mean,
Feeling very
it's cocktail
left out.
time.
Yeah, we're
Why-
just looking at them.
It's a way to be creative as we go through the weekend and through Monday.
Well, we
So
can be creative and drink them. too.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I mean, there should be a taste test involved with these cocktails, don't you think?
today we are just thinking about it. We're just thinking.
Make
Okay,
them
Mom.
at
You guys
home.
are a hard crowd today. But anyway, thecocktailcouple.com, great ideas on wonderful things you can do. And also, when we did get to sample some cocktails, Louis Modern in downtown Sarasota coming out with their late summer menu, so something to check out. Very Latin-inspired foods, some seafood, a little spice, a little kick.
That
and
was
they
my
did,
salad.
they did an unveiling last night, yes, of some of their new menu items, so that'll be something you'll want to check out. And I just love the fact that we are still talking about summer flavors, and the rest of the country is like wrapping up
We're
summer,
going to
and
fall
we
already.
are going
Yep.
strong with the summer thoughts and flavors here.
Well, if you've been outside, it's still going down there too. So.
That it is. So we definitely need to keep eating light. So lots more still to experience here on the Suncoast, even though the calendar says August. All right, it is time for our first hot topic, and it's a serious one. Leaving a child in a car could soon be against the law in Florida. Your first thought may be, how is it not already? A new bill has been filed, though, to put tougher penalties on anyone that leaves young children in a vehicle for any amount of time. Any offender is charged with a second-degree misdemeanor. Now, if leaving the child causes bodily harm or disability, it becomes a third-degree felony. So leaving a dog in a car has been against the law, but now we are just putting children in cars on the books. Does that surprise
That's
anyone?
crazy.
That is
yeah.
pretty
you would
surprising,
think,
yeah.
you know, a human life would be just as important, so it would probably happen, you know, simultaneously. Both of them, you know, anything left in a car.
What
But
about age? Because, like, can I leave my nephew while I run into the bank? Or is that like, because he's like 13.
yeah,
You know what
that
I
would
mean?
be
Like, is that going to be a
fine.
problem? I think if you leave an infant or a baby in the car, you're crazy. Like, especially in the state of Florida,
Right,
you know?
right.
And
Well, outside
Anytime.
of the heat, just theft
Just-
and scares and, you know,
Just
I
the
mean,
safety.
carjacking.
Yeah.
and- yeah.
yeah,
There's got to be
crazy.
some kind of age.
you guys
on
remember
it.
the 80s when your parents would just leave you there?
Oh, yeah. I was
Am I
basically
the only one that
like-
remember that?
No,
No,
oh,
I got
absolutely.
heat stroke because my mom had like a big Impala and didn't crack the windows, and I was in the back panning by the time she got back.
Oh, well, they would leave the windows open, but we would just have a little party in the car.
And it used to be
you
fun
did.
because
Yeah.
you'd run into the
Right,
I did
right.
the same thing. You'd run into the grocery store and you'd get to hang in the back seat of the
Right.
car.
And they
Put
come
on-
out,
put on the
They
radio.
used to
they
Yeah.
come
down
back,
back
and you're
then.
literally hanging on the top of the
Yeah,
roof,
yeah.
and they're like, "What's happening?"
Or you would be sitting behind the wheel acting like
Yeah.
you're driving.
And this would be why the law is now
Right,
on the books
right,
because of
right.
the way we got away with
Yeah.
that when we were children. So that
But
is
windows used to roll down too. You think about that for like
Yes.
a child. So now everything's electric. You
And
can
they,
Yeah,
have-
so they
could
can't.
press that,
but
or
the-
you.
if the keys aren't in the ignition, then you
Right,
know,
you
even
can't
like
leave the
even
keys
like
in
a
the
toddler
ignition.
at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, the sad part about it, like I want to say last week there was actually a major
horrible,
issue.
yeah.
Oh,
One
in
of my
Orlando,
one of
too.
my friends is the attorney on the case, and she was telling me like they literally left the kid in the car until like 8 p.m. that night when they found him.
Did they forget?
And
Yes.
the kid died of heat stroke. So it's, you know, it is, you know, I may make light of it and say, you know, when we were back in the day, but it is a major issue that
Yeah.
for some reason people just keep forgetting kids. And there are things you can do, like they say, leave a shoe in the front of the car so you'll remember the kid is back there, or put your purse in the back next to the kid so you'll always remember to go back there and get the kid. You know, so there are always things, but, you know, this is definitely.
It is an issue, and I think tougher penalties are certainly something
Yeah.
that you would expect now
Right.
as a result. Well, speaking of laws, did you know Florida is one of just a handful of states in the country where there is no minimum age for marriage? In fact, at 16, you can get a marriage license with parental consent. Under 16, it requires a judge's approval. But listen to this. Children under 16 are granted marriage licenses every few days in our state. Age requirements are also waived if a pregnancy is involved. So a state senator is trying to change all of this with a new law.
And
This
what
is
would the new age be? Can
so-
we make it 40?
yeah, I know. It
think
almost should
at
be.
least
I
like
want to make
30.
the minimum age to get married 40.
This is crazy. Like, come on. Like, you can't even vote, but you can go get hitched
Exactly.
off. I mean, this is ridiculous. And what? Are you serious? I did not know that.
Yeah, it's
Is it
kinda
only
crazy.
Florida? I mean, this is
No, I'm
No.
sure it's not only Florida.
Kentucky, Idaho, and Arkansas actually
why do you
lead.
know this?
Because I did the research. They actually lead the country in
child marriages.
child marriages. Florida's not far behind, but we have some of the most lax laws on the books. So if, for instance, and this is where I'm bothered, this was a story out of Tampa that if someone were to become pregnant, be it consensual or not, you can then get married. So a 14-year-old who is pregnant can then get married. So that's a way to avoid a statutory rape charge as well if the marriage
that's
is
where
taken. That's how it all.
Horrible.
It's
disturbing.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah. I don't even know what I'm doing now, much less 15, 14.
Yeah, that.
16. In 16, it's legal. I can just have to get my parents to approve of it.
And
they
it
would be
happens
like,
all the
get her
time.
out of the house.
It
Let's
happens
go.
all the time.
Oh,
and I
wow.
think that's the
Crazy.
part that people don't realize is that when you look county by county at the amount of licenses that are filed underage,
And
it's
also
alarming.
Florida with the human trafficking aspects and everything like that, that's they have to change that law.
But if you think about the
because-
mindset of a 16-year-old, I remember, when I was 16, I was thinking I'd be pregnant and married
Yeah,
probably
you
by
kinda
18
go through
or
this
20.
weird-
So you think that is,
You think you're so much older than you are. You think you might be ready for that.
Well, and you think that you know everything.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the problem.
So that's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know my 16-year-old me was not
Ready for marriage?
Not
Not
ready.
even 26. I mean, even if you were a mature person, which I would like to think that I am or was at that age, it's just still
different.
it's just different.
The odds are
Even if
against
you're a
you.
mature
Yes.
person,
Marriage
marriage
is
is a whole
difficult.
different,
Yeah,
right?
no, it's
I
different.
can't remember what age I was
Wow.
when I got married, but I definitely wasn't ready.
I was
you
in
were
my
older than
30s.
16.
And you were much
Yeah.
older.
That's for sure.
Wow.
So can you be too old to make friends? A New York Times story says as we age, we interact with fewer people. The reason? Life gets in the way. So we may meet people casually at work or maybe when we're with our kids, but we don't take the time to foster the relationships like we might have in college or in our 20s. The study says we interact with fewer people as we move toward midlife, but we grow closer to friends that we already have. Haley, I saw this on your Facebook
shared
page.
this, right?
Yes, and
I
I
totally
really thought
identified
it
with
was a
this.
great story because we so crave friends, I think, as we
We were
age.
just talking
Yeah, we
about this in the
were.
makeup room right
Yeah.
before the show. It's really hard. I was telling Mickey that everywhere I have lived up until here, I've always made that one or two like really close girlfriends who I can work out with, watch The Bachelor with, do this. It might have to do with my schedule too, because I went from mornings to night. Both, either I was sleeping during when people were socializing, now I'm
Right.
working. That might have something to do with it. But I just think it's been so much harder to meet friends since I've moved here. I don't know what it is. I really don't.
You're
but
going to get so many friend requests right now.
Oh,
I can't wait.
okay.
I think it gets
Let's
better
talk
with
about
kids.
that.
I do think it gets better with
well,
kids.
that's
though.
what I've thought about that.
You'll
I'm
meet
like,
baby friends.
Right,
That's what
right.
I'm saying
I was
is
thinking
that
about that.
like a lot of my friends in New York City, like as soon as they get kids, they don't have time for your single friends anymore because they're doing
They're
all
with
of
their
these
kid
kid
friends,
things.
right,
And
right.
it's totally
Different.
great. But I feel different. I feel like in your later years, you don't have to, like they're saying, commit so much, but you know a friend when you see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I
You're
mean,
just
my
like,
friends
hey.
all have kids. Pretty much all of them have kids except for me. But I still, I just went to Texas and, my friend just had a baby. This is her second baby. We hung out. We're still really close friends, even though they have kids and I don't. I mean, we're going to be best friends till forever. So, you can make it work. I just am like, okay, I'll hang out with babies. We just want to be together.
You
so
just adjust
you
the
just
things
adjust.
you do.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, and you meet new friends in situations.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
Yes.
work friends
Yeah.
are different than mom friends are
Right.
different than, but you still have that group that you've always had. And
Right.
you just took a trip with girlfriends that you've had
Yeah.
for years.
I
It's
feel
the
like
best. It's
all
the
my friends that have babies, they wait for me to get back into town, and they're like, "Are you here?" And it's
They
like
want
a
a babysitter?
private. No. They just want to go out and be like, "We used to be,"
Right,
So
right.
it's like
They do
Yeah.
wanna
I
do
don't
that.
lose them,
Right,
but I
right.
really barely get to know their kids, like which is kind of crazy. When you see them,
Yeah.
you see them on social media. You don't see their kids as
Right,
often
that when you're
because
across the country,
I'm
that
not
happens to me,
You're
too.
gonna make a
Yeah.
play date with a 43-year-old.
You can. Well, here's a different way to date. Dating apps, of course, a big part of life now. And they're going high tech. Video chat is now a part of many of the apps. I love this. You don't have to commit to meeting someone in person without at least a peek at what they really look like. Badoo is an international dating app. It has 330 million users. They just added video. Hinge, Bumble, Mickey, I know you know that one, and Match are also launching video products. And I don't mean to pick on you, Mickey, but I know you.
Bravo.
Yeah. How could you
that's a
not
good
have
idea.
this?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I haven't been on them in a while because I met my boyfriend on Bumble.
Right.
So it's kind of like, that's amazing because do you know how scary it is to show up and you're like, your picture was from 10 years ago. You're
Right.
not who you say you are.
Now you're
If you could
fat,
have
now
a
you're bald.
Video conversation, it would be great. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, you actually are that person, or you know, now you're still not. They're still going to lie about their height. That's the problem that I'm going to find out right there.
But also their mannerisms. Have you ever
Yes.
talked to someone and then you just really like them because of how they just are when they talk, or you really
Or you really don't like them and they're
the
annoying.
manner, you know, so I think that would be telling.
Or a lot of my guy friends, they say that they've met a lot of women that they can't date because of their voice. They're like, their voice drives me crazy. It sends
that's
chills up my
interesting.
spine. So I'm
So
like,
I think this will actually make less matches.
right?
Well, and I think,
think
you
so.
save money, you save time, because why have a bad first date if you don't have to?
Yep.
But Beth, I
That's
know
what I
you're
say.
against this. Would you do it
Yeah.
with video?
No.
Are
You
you
still
Oh my
won't
God,
do it?
it's
She doesn't
so
want
You're
to do
against
it.
online dating?
Yeah,
I
she won't
feel
do
I
it.
really do. I never did it either. I mean, I don't know. I never did either. And I think if you haven't done it, I'm sure Mickey's like, no, it's great. But I think if you haven't done it, it's just,
Yeah,
it's just,
it's
I don't know.
hard
just
to
a
get into.
little thing you got to cross over. Because I was just like you, and then once you cross over that little tiny hurdle, you're like, oh, this is awesome. I don't have to waste my time. I don't have to have friends set me up with
Right,
awkward
that could be
people
weird, too.
that they
Right.
tell me stuff about. It's like I make my own choices, and I actually like get to meet someone that I'm attracted to.
True.
I think it's a good idea. We're going to work on you.
Right.
I think it's a sign of the times. I think it used to be when we were younger, it was kind of weird.
It
like
was. It's
only
different.
weird
And I think
people.
I
Now
haven't transitioned.
everyone.
We'll
I'm
get
usually
Yeah.
slow in accepting a lot of things, so maybe that's what it is.
We'll get you there. We'll get you there. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, Mickey has the newest beauty products from all the launches. Stay with us.
Thanks, Stephanie. We've got some thunderstorms in the area moving across Florida as well, mainly to the north of us, as we can see on radar. And they're going to thin out as we move through the evening hours. And I think tomorrow is going to be a drier day. But right now, we've got some fairly hefty thunderstorms in our viewing area, primarily down around Clark Road, south of Fruitville Road, stretching out over Myakka River State Park. And you can see that little cell there has some fairly strong positive lightning strikes. And it's just going to evolve without any distinct movement for the next few minutes, maybe the next half hour. So be alert to that. Here's our overnight futurecast showing things thin out by 10, 11 o'clock, and then it's dry overnight. It's going to be very muggy too. The temperature is very slowly cooling off to about the 82, 80 degree, maybe getting in the upper 70s. But without a lot of wind, it's going to feel a little uncomfortable. Well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 5, 6, and 7, we'll have the latest on the tropics. We now have Tropical Storm Harvey and another tropical feature we'll be looking at over the next week. Stay tuned for it.
As an industry insider, our guest host and beauty expert Mickey Williams gets invited to a lot of new product launches. And we love that she likes to share those items with us because it helps us feel on trend. So Mickey, tell us what you brought for us today in your beauty roundup.
Yeah.
I
So
want to
glad I
share the
came
glam, right?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, hair is really changing. Like, you know, everyone thinks, oh, we've seen 100 hair dryers, right?
Right.
And they're all the same. Like maybe they'll move the handle a little bit more in the middle, or they'll make it a little bit more ergonomic for you to do the back of your head. This is everything. This changed everything. All right? This right here is the Revlon. This is their Salon 360 Surround Styler. Now I want to show you how this is different. You ready? Take a look at that, you guys. Can you see
Open
in there?
on
Yeah,
the
it's
inside.
open.
Do you see that little, ooh, you can see
What do
through
you do with it?
It's
put your hair in there?
you put your hair right in the middle there. So how you would use this, okay, is you would take it and you would put your hair in the middle and use it like that. You can use a comb, you can use a brush. They found that your hair dries super, super fast with this. But guess what? They said, well, we don't want to limit you. If you want to do that, boom, regular hair dryer. Genius, right? And inside right here, what we have is we have this kind of material that's not going to burn your hair, so if it touches it, it's great. They also decided to put the handle a little bit more in the mid-central, so where you could make it a little bit more easier for you to use. Now, this isn't a hair dryer that I think I would use on my clients because I'm so good at getting in there and getting
Pulling it out, yeah.
you know, the hair follicle down. But this is absolutely genius for the consumer at home, and I love this. And it's Revlon,
So this
it's
is something
super
I could
affordable.
use for myself because
Yes.
I can't really get in
So
there.
basically, when you want to do your
like this.
roots, you switch it, you get up there, you get your height with your roots, but when you're trying to do that finishing kind of
It's the
blowout,
ends that get, sometimes it's hard to get that
yeah,
dryer.
you
the
pull that in
mid-section
there and you
is
curve
better.
that.
Okay, so
How
what about
smart.
Beach Waver?
Okay, Sarah Patempa, one of my favorite people ever. She's like the cutest thing. She does all of the celebrities. She does all the Victoria's Secrets
Right.
models. She came out with the Beach Waver a couple of years ago. It wasn't a large barrel, so you'd have to kind of manipulate with it, use a little bit more hair with it. She came out with a 1-inch, and I'm absolutely obsessed. Now, this is how the Beach Waver works, and what I want to show you is it has this little clip right here, a small little clip. And that clip you can actually use just like that. So you're going to put the end of your hair in there, or you're going to leave a little bit out if you really want that beach wave. I used it on my hair today. This is what it looks like.
So did you have to wrap it?
You can either wrap it on your own, or, which I love about it, is it has these little buttons. So if you want to go to the right, you can go to the right, and you want to go to the left, it turns it for you. Now, Haley mentioned earlier something really important. She's like, well, once I learned how to use a curling iron, I didn't really need to know that rotating thing. Now, what's different about this is you don't always, with different angles to your hair, get all the way up. So if you use the waver and you hit that, it's always going to give you the even amount around your
it'll get to the
hair.
same spot.
Because you kind of get to points where you don't do it as much. So that, genius again. Now, I did a wedding not a little long ago, and this next product is unbelievable. I love IT Cosmetics, but my bride has rosacea, and she was terrified of it. So I went to the launch. Their launch was really incredible. It was in New York City. It was basically a playroom where you got to like slide down mascara wands. It was awesome. It was the coolest thing. This product right here is intense pigment coverage, and it also soothes the skin. Now, they had this before, but now look at that pigment. That's crazy, okay?
So it's blocking out.
Blocking out the red, but
So
also
if you had
soothing.
rosacea or something there, that would be, and it does. It feels very moisturizing.
This is their,
Really
this is their
nice.
color correcting,
Yeah.
and what's incredible, it has all these kind of soothing ingredients, but what's amazing is they came out with more shades.
Yay.
Thank you.
Right,
so
because this is pretty light if you had a
pretty
darker
light, but it's going to go
complexion.
it's going to go pretty much across the spectrum, except the intensely dark and the intensely white.
And I think once you really blend this, I mean, I put on a really thick coat. You wouldn't.
yeah,
do it
and
like
these
that,
were
so.
her
And
colors.
it definitely
my bride.
does work.
Oh yeah, it works,
Everyone
and it's
raves
very. It
about
goes
this if you
right
have
into your
redness.
skin to where it doesn't sit on top looking like cakey.
All right, well, what's the next product?
This actually, everybody loves Lancome's dual finish powders. Well, guess what they came out with? They came out with their highlighter collection.
Yes.
This is really for that uber glam kind of like spotlight look, which is really popular right now with the youth. But we're finding a lot of people doing it down their bridge or softening
Right
here. This is unbelievable. This is actually my little personal one there.
So it's
but if
it's
you
really
can see,
shiny.
Yeah.
that is what it is. Now it also has their dual finish kind of formula to it, which is
fantastic. Yeah.
amazing. It absorbs, so it's not going to like start greasing up and sliding all over your
So
face.
at our age, where do we highlight?
Yeah.
I would highlight right here, depending upon where you are. If it's nighttime, you can kind of play with it, just not all over
Right.
your face. But during the day, like you'll see if I take this right here and I go right down my nose, it makes my nose a little pointier. It gives me a little bit more of a bounce from the light over there. If I want to go here, if I want to go there, you know, that kind of stuff. I could do a little tutorial
I
right
think that's what we
now.
need, the
Yeah.
tips of where to put them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Not
right,
just
right.
the
That's
good
the
makeup.
next
What
segment.
do we do with it?
Yeah.
We know we need sunscreen.
Yes, and come on, this is the best way to get it, especially here in Florida. How hot is it? And I say to all of my clients down here, you should use this. This is Mineral Fusion. This is their Sun Defense, and this is basically a brush-on sunblock. They have
So
several
easy.
shades. You can get it at Whole Foods. It's basically going to take away that oily skin, but it's also going to redeposit the sunscreen that you have to keep applying down here.
And you won't break out
You
because
won't break
it's a
out.
powder.
And it's
That's
mineral.
I love
huge. for
all
me.
of these products, Mickey. These are really good finds. Well, thank you so much. And you guys can get some more information about all the finds that Mickey has at her website, sharetheglam.com. Next, we hear from a local musician in our Sounds of the Suncoast.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
We love showcasing local talent on our show, and today's Sounds of the Suncoast has a true Florida theme. Here is Chris Otto singing an original song about something very special to us on the Suncoast. Take it away.
Welcome to our beach. Come to see the manatees. Please help keep our waters clean. They live among us so peacefully. So you like to play in the sand. Keep your personals close at hand. No implements left behind. Respect the water's nature and please be kind. God bless the manatees, gentle giants of the sea. Furry sea cows to you and me, living in peace and harmony. I've been close enough to see. Things don't touch, just let them be. Mothers travel close to shore, tired of swimming, getting beach and being warm. God bless the manatees, gentle giants of the sea. One of God's grace gives to you and me, live in peace and harmony. God bless the manatees, God bless the manatees. God bless the manatee.
Wow. All right, so I feel like we should be like at a beach bar right now.
Hey, it's Friday afternoon.
It's Friday, right? We need a pina colada, but more importantly than that, this song is about something that's near and dear to our hearts here in Florida.
It is. You know, I get to go out and ride my paddleboard, and I get to see a lot of things. And the manatee video that I got to shoot 3 weeks ago was very special, and I lived through my songs by writing about them.
Inspiring.
And someone on Facebook chimed in and said, why don't you write a song that explains the purpose of what the manatees are doing on the beach? It's mating season right now. And so a lot of people that visit Siesta Key get to see that, and I was one of them. And this song came about just overnight.
All right.
Well,
so
it has a very good message.
It does.
That is definitely
and
something.
we're missing
that
Snooty the manatee, so this is
Yes,
a
we
great
are.
reminder to conserve all of our ones living out in the wild. And you can see Chris at St. Armand Circle Saturday night. And coming up, will there be power problems with the eclipse? We'll talk to some experts, but first, let's hear Chris one more time.
Caught you knocking on the cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more?
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver.
If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-685-6422, 800-685-6422.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055, 800-793-6055.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Lindsay from Jack Dusty at the Ritz-Carlton, and we're talking key lime today. Such a Florida thing. So squeezing fresh key limes, juicing in the bottle, is there a preference?
You're welcome to squeeze fresh key limes that are about that big. 500 later, you're going to have a cup of juice. So if you need to fill an afternoon, go for it. I work on a much larger scale, even at home. 3 kids, I don't have the patience to squeeze them all. So I do like a pre-bottled key lime juice. And you know, a lot of people, you even asked me earlier, do we do key lime? Do we do regular lime juice? Are they interchangeable? And the answer is yes, they're interchangeable. But key lime it's kind of a silly thing. It's more acidic, so it's tartar, but it's also sweeter. So it's going to give you a more robust, well-rounded flavor. So I prefer that if I have to choose.
Okay, well, we're excited to try the custard. We'll see you in just a little bit. So the first coast-to-coast total solar eclipse in nearly a century is posing an interesting question for energy scientists. What will happen to our power grid when solar energy goes dark during the eclipse? Jamie DiDomenico, the owner of Energy Today, is here to talk about what we could notice even here on the Suncoast. And this is so fascinating because it's been nearly 100 years. Solar power really wasn't a thing the last time we were looking at an eclipse like this.
Well, I don't think cars were a thing.
Exactly, but now it's an everyday reality, the solar energy, even here on the Suncoast. So if the sun literally vanishes, even just for 2 minutes and 40 seconds,
what happens?
What could happen to our electricity?
And that's a great question. And I think, first off, this is not a Y2K event. So I think that you don't have to overreact, but we have to be prepared. And the North American Energy Reliability Consortium, which is all our power companies, are getting prepared. And basically, we're relying more and more on solar energy for our power. And we have a 25 megawatt grid, FPL does, in DeSoto County, and we are getting energy from that. So they have to cycle those off for about an hour, 2 hours during the whole eclipse point, because they will shut down automatically, and they have to shift the energy to the traditional coal, oil, and natural gas facilities. So they have to adjust the distribution. And you know, the expectation will go smoothly, but when they adjust back and the sun comes out fully and they adjust back, there could be some surging and some power fluctuations in our grid and thus distributed to our homes.
But there's no big destabilization concern that when all this happens, there's going to be a hit that could really cause a problem.
Nothing predicted. And, you know, again, you know, you never know with the sun and solar flares and stuff like that. We are about 75%. We'll have 75% eclipse here. They're a little more concerned in North Carolina, where they have the full eclipse. But there's a map on the internet that shows we are in the area where they're watching it, and they're being very careful.
So what could be affected, say, electronically or in our homes as a result of this shifting?
Well, when you have surging, anything with circuitry, with microcircuitry can be affected. Televisions, computers, air conditioning systems.
That's a big one.
Your intelligent thermostats, anything with microcircuitry that's hooked to the grid can be affected. So you have to be thoughtful about that, and there's some tips to.
Yeah, so what are you recommending in terms of, you know, being thoughtful? Do we turn the air off? Do we unplug things? How do you recommend consumers handle it?
Well, what I recommend first is unplugging any computers, TVs. They're always on standby mode, so even though you think they're off, they're connected to the grid. And we see this all the time with the lightning strikes and large power surges where consumers lose their electronics because of that. So that's the first thing you could do. On the air conditioning side, you could turn your AC down a couple hours before, and then you know it won't come back on. Or if you're working, you can adjust it a little higher so it's not running when it comes on. So when the power surge happens, if it happens. And again, we're not talking about the 2 minutes. It's that 1.5 hour period of the start and stop of the eclipse. Actually, Nest has come out with what they call an eclipse rush hour. They've probably, if you own a Nest thermostat, you probably got a notification, hey, you can help us not only protect your system, but also participate in saving energy nationally. Opt into it, and they will automatically cycle down your AC unit while you're not there, and then turn it back up when it comes back.
Which is probably a reminder for us to be doing that, eclipse or not, when we're at work, maybe programming the thermostat to go down while we're not there. You know, it's just a good reminder.
How is your team prepared for this? What type of things have you done differently as a result of
we're a 24/7, 365 day operation anyway, so we're always prepared. But I think we're treating it like we'd get probably a large thunderstorm or possibly a low pressure system where there could be a lot of lightning, and that does intermittent power outages and surges, and we'll respond accordingly. Obviously, if you lose your air conditioning, we're ready.
Right.
You call Jamie?
Not me personally.
Well, not Jamie.
I think because of Florida and our frequent storms and all of that, we're probably a little better in the mindset on how to cope maybe than a lot of areas are. Yeah, we do hope so. But just to recap what Jamie has said, some of the effects that we could see from the eclipse, the electrical grid may be affected. You will likely notice a powering down before the actual eclipse peak time at 2 o'clock, and then we'll see what happens when it comes back up. That is a reason to keep an eye on your smart thermostats and certainly your air conditioning. And I love the fact that any products on the Nest will likely be impacted by them powering them down a little bit for us. So we'll see what happens, but I also like the fact that Jamie says this is not Y2K, no major stresses are anticipated. And Haley had a good point. Go out and enjoy it. Check it out. This isn't going to happen every day.
Right. I think everyone's getting so freaked out and worried, like just, you know, be safe about it, but go out and just check it out.
Doesn't happen all the time. And of course, all your energy concerns, you can find out more information at cooltoday.com. Coming up next, Mickey has a 3-in-1 laser treatment to teach us about. Stay with us.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call now. Operators are standing by.
from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what we're working on now for 5 o'clock. A bombshell out of Washington this afternoon. Another White House official packing up to leave the Trump administration. A look into what may have sparked this change. And officials in Manatee County talk about possible safety measures they can take amid concerns of violent protests here on the Suncoast. Let's get a check now on the First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist Steve Newman. Steve?
Thanks, Scott. We're going to dry out a little bit as far as rainfall goes for one day. That will be tomorrow, but we're going to feel really muggy down here at the surface. You can see there's some scattered thunderstorms around, but they're moving away as a parcel of dry air comes in from the Bahamas. That'll be with us through most of tomorrow. But this fairly strong storm we'll be talking about at ABC 7 News at 5, right about Clark Road, moving out to Mayaca River State Park. Coming up also, a look at the tropical weather picture, and we've got two features to look at. One of them already a tropical storm.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
And welcome back. We all have multiple complaints about our skin. From wrinkles to sunspots, you name it, we want it fixed. So wouldn't it be nice if we can do just one thing and solve all our problems? Well, our guest host, Mickey Williams, he's here to tell us all about the 3 for Me laser treatment. All right, Mickey, this sounds really good.
Yeah, well, we were just talking, like, how are these lasers? How do they work? They're so smart now. It's unbelievable. So this laser really kind of targets towards 3 of our concerns. Wrinkles, which we don't want, right?
No, we don't want those. No.
Also sunspots, a really big concern. A lot of people write to me and ask me, how do you get rid of this? Well, really and truly, a cream is going to help you a little bit, but a laser is really what's going to eradicate your sunspot, okay? So it also treats the sunspots. But what also it does is it works on those broken capillaries. Now, the broken capillaries are the things that we find around our nose, that redness, that ruddiness that seems to happen to us as we get older, right? So the 3 for Me laser is pretty impressive because also, think about it, 80% of our wrinkles come from the sun. Did you know that? From sun damage. That's crazy talk. And also, after the age of 30, we lose 1% of our collagen each year. So think about it. I'm 43, 13% less collagen. This is a catastrophe, right? So here's how 3 for Me works. Check out this laser. It's pretty amazing. So they actually have 2 passes. And the first pass, we use this intense pulse light technology, which is basically IPL, to treat discoloration for more even-looking appearance. This includes sun damage, such as freckles, brown spots, even age spots. The pass also addresses unwanted facial veins, including broken blood vessels, those spider veins, and also rosacea, which we were talking about earlier, a big concern for a lot of people. Now, the second pass, this is a step 2. You can see how there's 2 passes going there, 2 different kind of heads on that device. The second pass will use a microbeam laser technology. It'll gently renew the skin for like a smoother looking appearance. It's a unique technology that works by stimulating new collagen and elastin production. So, hey, we're going to get back that collagen, right? The key is to support the structure of the skin. We need that back into our skin. So it's improved skin structure results in the reduction of fine lines, wrinkles, scars, and other surface imperfections injections. Now look, she looks happy, right? That was another thing.
Does look happy.
That's the first pass she's doing there. Now you see a little bit of redness there, but nothing like we're not doing anything traumatic. She's sitting there. It's actually, they say that it's actually not discomfort. They don't really have discomfort for it.
Oh, wow.
Very minimal. Now look at this before and after. That is craziness. Look at that, and that is with 2 passes. Now they say it's going to take usually 1 to 3. These are the before and afters. I want to show you these 2.
You can
These are
definitely
pretty
see
impressive.
the fullness of the skin.
These treatments are clinically proven to be safe and effective. Typical course of treatment involves 1 to 3 procedures at 1-month intervals, which is amazing. You can have it. You can do it pretty much any time of the year. Most people feel only minimal discomfort during the treatments, and you know it's similar to the snapping of like a rubber band. Like if you've ever had laser hair removal, and typically patients can resume their regular daily activities the same day as their treatment. I mean, although due to some redness and swelling you may experience, but look at these again. Can we run through these? This is 4 times. She's had the treatment 4 times now. So in a 4-month period, that is a dramatic difference to her skin.
That is.
And what I love about this is it also, you can do it all over the face. It works on most skin types. And it's absolutely like, you know, we think we have to go in hiding after we do it. No, you can just go out right away. You're going to have a little bit of redness, a little bit of swelling, but also you can do it any time of the year.
Wow,
Which is really impressive. So lasers have grown up. 3 for me blows my mind.
Wow, that sounds like a really good idea. Well, if you guys want to get more information, you just go to 3forme.com and get all the details there. And next, when you come back, all you need to know about the solar eclipse. We'll be right back.
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate or shop at Goodwill,
I am creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. And now, for a limited time, get a $20 credit on any new line of service. Call 1-800-468-1930. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target store today.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Keep up with your investments and market trends by watching the ABC 7 Stock Report. Get a recap of all the day's stock market activity. Be sure to watch your Suncoast News at 6 for the ABC 7 Stock Report, sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Welcome back. Okay, we have everything you need to know to get ready for the total solar eclipse, and you'll want to check it all out and post pictures of what you're doing and everything. You'll want to go to hashtag Suncoast Eclipse because there's going to be a lot of great information there. But we want to take a quick look back because John Scalzi, our meteorologist, was on our show to teach us a little bit about how to get ready to have a good eclipse viewing. So, of course, remember your glasses. I hate to tell you, if you don't have them in your hands now, you're not going to find any because they are very, very elusive right now and popular. But John had a great point about how to make your own viewing. If you do anything with binoculars, you're going to have the protective lenses. But remember the white poster board and making the pinhole with or a pencil hole and then using it as a reflector. You'll be able to find all of this information online about how to do this. But I love this for people that don't have glasses because there's been Facebook posts everywhere. Does anybody have any? Where do I get them? Well, you're not going to find them. So use the poster board. We'll post how to do all of that online. You can find it on our Facebook page. But we do want to see what you're doing for the eclipse. So show us on Instagram and Twitter or shoot us an email at suncoastview@mysuncoast.com. It's a fun event.
It is. Yeah, it's exciting.
See what everybody's up to. Coming up next, you know what else is fun? Key lime custard. We're going to decorate, we're going to learn how to make it, and we're going to do it with Chef Lindsay from Jack Dusty.
Start your day with a new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
From our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at the top of the hour. Florida lawmakers looking to increase penalties for those convicted of leaving children inside hot cars. We'll look into the proposal and the case that sparked the conversation. In Suncoast traffic watch right now, no major crashes in the area delaying drivers. However, if you're heading north on I-75, you may see some congestion right past Fruitville Road on up past State Road 64 exit. Now let's get a check on the first alert weather with meteorologist Steve Newman.
Thanks, Scott. We can see some scattered showers and thunderstorms, one pretty heavy out around Clark Road to Mayaca River State Park the last hour or so, but it's beginning to die down. What we will be looking at on ABC 7 News at 5, 6, and 7 is the tropics, which are heating up. We have two things to talk about, as well as a muggy weekend. Stay tuned for the complete first alert forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions.
Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
I am powerful beyond my wildest imagination.
I will define my future.
I will keep challenging myself to improve.
Because I am a future leader of this great nation.
I will make a difference in my community.
I will not settle for simply chasing my dreams, I will achieve them.
Because I was given a chance.
An opportunity.
At Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America.
The ultimate leadership experience.
Join us. We'll build a new future together.
Coming up Monday at 4 on Suncoast View, the importance of skin cancer screening hits close to home. Linda Carson is back with her dermatologist to talk about her skin cancer scare. The kids have their back-to-school reading list. Now, Bookstore One has one for us for fall for adults, plus beating bad cholesterol with our diet and a Tony Bennett tribute.
Welcome back. We're here with Chef Lindsay from Jack Dusty, and I have to say, this is my favorite thing ever because I get to get my own cake.
Now, I don't expect everybody to share. When it comes to cake, all is fair.
Right.
So, everyone has their own cake today, and I am putting a lot of faith in the women standing around me right now.
Okay. Probably not a good choice with decorating, but
instead of a cooking segment, we're actually decorating today. And I'm going to prove to every one of you that this is not unattainable. You know, you go to that barbecue or something in the summer and you see this beautiful cake and you go, yeah, I could do that. And you really wonder if you could. You really can. You really can.
All right,
so I've already baked these cakes. This is a wonderful butter pound cake. You know, nice pound of butter in there. We're not going to talk about that part. We're going to move on. So lift it up. The nice part about a pound cake is it's really easy to work with. And see that beautiful edge?
Can I just eat this?
You can just eat that.
It's a sandwich.
So it's got that beautiful edge, and so the layers are going to look nice and even. So just set that down next to it.
Okay. Okay.
And the next thing you have next to you, this is a little bit of icing. This is plain vanilla buttercream.
Oh.
And have you ever seen something that has a fill line on it? Like my iron has a fill line. Now what happens if you fill your iron with water above the fill line?
It overflows.
It overflows and it's a mess. So what we need to do is create a fill line, because we're going to fill these with key lime delicious custard, and we don't want it to ooze out. So with this buttercream, you're going to lay a line all the way around the edge. And because I really, really like key lime custard, I don't like one of those cakes that you cut and it's like tons and tons of cake and absolutely no filling. That's so disappointing to me. So, I don't know, maybe I'm an icing person. So I actually like to put 2 rows of buttercream to make sure that my fill line is as high as it can be on there.
On top?
Oh, whoops. I'm going to have to...
No, you're doing great. You know what the best part about this is when we put the top on it, the lid, no one's going to see what you did. This is just for function. This is the secret of how you fill a cake without having everything go all over the place.
Yeah, this is a great little trick.
And then if it does ooze a little bit, you can be like, oh, it's rustic.
That's in style now.
That's right. So once you have your fill line, the next thing you have is this beautiful key lime custard. Only 4 ingredients: eggs, key lime juice, sugar, and butter.
Okay.
It's super easy. The recipe's on the website. Now, don't be shy, but don't go above your fill line either, ladies.
Can you just spoon this in your mouth?
You can.
That's what I
you
wanna
can.
do
That's
with
why everyone's got their own container. I'm not saying
Forget the cake.
Yeah, well, you know, it happens.
Just
so
don't go above your fill line,
Just don't
right?
go above your fill line. See, I went about 2/3 of the way up mine, just like that. Fill it really good.
One of my fill lines is higher than the other.
I know mine too. I'm uneven.
Aim for the lower edge of that.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, so
more.
once that happens, you find your lid, the hat for your cake, the top of it, sit it on top. Now don't push it down. The cake is heavy enough to seal itself.
Oh,
That's
wow.
it. See how it just sits up there?
Yes.
That's okay.
Does mine have?
You did yours upside down because watch this. Watch this. We're not even going to talk about what's okay. Easy like that. And now what you can do to make it look beautiful, this is one of my favorite tricks. You know, everyone's like, oh my goodness, cake decorating, I can't make anything look pretty. Quick, easy buttercream topping.
Okay, so squiggles.
I like squiggles because we're going to cover it anyway.
We are?
Well, we need more key lime, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put a big glob of key lime on top and just spread it around.
Why is mine not squiggling?
Squiggles are hard.
But look, you're going to cover it anyways.
Okay.
You're going to cover it anyways.
This is just for the function. This is for the icing part. After that, we have all this beautiful fruit. Depends on the time of year. You can even cut mangoes. Right now, I brought strawberries, I brought blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, anything along those lines look beautiful on something like this. Oh, they look great, ladies. You're doing this justice.
You're just being nice to us.
Well, you know, because
I'm going to eat it anyway, so I don't know why I'm worried about how
you
it looks.
see these great wildflowers? This is the ultimate cover job. I literally got these at the grocery store this morning and arranged them.
And it's amazing, too.
And then
like, it looks so good. You have a
you
good fruit,
stick
I'm
them
stealing.
around your cake, and now you have this beautiful decoration for any barbecue or any gathering, and it really, really looks like you knew what you were doing.
It does.
It almost does.
You just need more fruit. You just
I
need
love
a little
that
bit more
Lindsay makes
fruit.
this look so easy. We are learning how to cake decorate with key lime custard. And you can do this at home. I think it's a great idea to bring to a picnic. So get your cake, get your custard, get your icing, and just make it pretty. Just like Chef Lindsay does. All right, thank you so much. Now we know all your tricks, and we appreciate you sharing. Mickey, great to have you in town.
I'll miss
Safe
you,
travels to
ladies.
you. We will miss you. And Haley, great to see you with us.
Good to see you too.
On Suncoast View. Don't forget, hashtag Suncoast Eclipse. We want to know what you're up to for the total solar eclipse. And show us your pictures. Take them safely, of course. And also take some time and enjoy the different Suncoast View.